Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 3. So they finally gave us the tagline, so let's go through them, shall we? So Candy's is, my roots are in Atlanta, but my branches are worldwide. Cute. Cute. Okay. All right. Drew's is, forget the gaslight, I'm taking the spotlight. Womp womp. Marlo's, my past may be checkered, but my future is solid gold. I feel like she could have done better than this, and I've heard better. Kenya's is, I just don't do it for the culture. Honey, I am the culture. Meh, forgettable, she's done better. Sheree's is, she by Sheree, more like she broke the internet. Chop. And then last, Sonya's, if you can't keep the pace, stay out of my race. Yet Candy won this hands down. She had the best one. Overall, most of these taglines are underwhelming. Let's hope better for the season. So we open the episode by Sheree's house, and she's being visited by Marlo and Sonya. So they're talking about BravoCon. They just got back to Atlanta from it. I'm really glad that they're including BravoCon and kind of breaking the fourth wall because that's a part of their reality. So they're talking about some things that happened, and you know I was there, especially for the Atlanta panel. First they're talking about how Candy's mom, Mama Joyce, is still ragging on her husband Todd. Like, throwing shade at him, and they were asking her questions because they knew that Mama Joyce would take the bait, and I blame them for asking those messy ass questions. So then they move on to the panel and how Sonya and Drew went at it, and I remember that. They need to squash that beef because I'm tired of it. It's not as fun as, say, a Jennifer versus Margaret. It's just a stalemate between them. Like, Sonya don't really have the reads for Drew, even though Drew is just such an easy person to read. And then Drew, like, she's just lame. So yeah, they cancel each other out. Like, they don't need to be beefing with each other. Beef with other people on the cast. Sheree's then talking about the Martell drama and how the ladies tried to expose him at Sonya's party in the first episode. She is defending this man. I mean, even Marlo said she wasn't excited about him at first, but she sees that he's actually doing the work. Again, I'm with y'all. I think this is a scheme set up by Carlos King. Like, he knows Sheree, he knows Martell. He wants to get more views for his show over at OWN. I just see right through this. Again, I don't even think Sheree has seen this man's penis. Lord, here we go. Next scene is Drew and Ralph. My hand, it's on that fast forward button. They're going to this rock climbing activity together, and after they do that, they're now sitting and talking about her career. She wants to be back into music. That's her storyline this season. She's asking him how does he feel about that because she's going from being with the kids 24/7 to now like pursuing her dreams. And he's saying like, oh, this was always the plan. We like Ike and Tina. Skirt! What? Ike and Tina? That is the best couple duo you can think of. This ninja continues to give us clues that he ain't shit, and Drew's facial expression immediately changes after he says this. Jay-Z and Beyonce, Drew, you're shooting for the stars there. I would say maybe Gucci Mane and Keisha Kaur, or maybe Kirk and Rashida. Probably on that level. So they're talking about the performance of the song that they did together, and he's like, oh yeah, it did alright, but now he wants to do his own things and then abandon her now. She wants to continue on this path of a music career. She has dreams of performing at the next BravoCon, hopefully, alongside Luann, Kenya, I'm guessing Shayna from Vanderpump Rules. That is her dream, to sing alongside these people. Anywho, it just seemed like her plot line on Atlanta, we're just going to get a bunch of foreshadowing into her divorce with Ralph. Next scene, we're with Kenya running her business. We see her talking to her staff in a kind of way because they're not doing things the way she told them. I got a little bit of flashbacks from working with Amanda Seales just now. But I will say, I am really big on how people address me. I don't care like who you are. I don't care if I'm your subordinate. I don't care if you are my friend. You will not talk to me any kind of way. I get triggered by that. and you will get cursed out. Anywho, she's talking to Manetta, and they're going to be collaborating together for this performance she's doing with the college band in support of Kenya Moore Hair Care. I'm glad someone is making use of Manetta because the show still hasn't. Next scene we're with Candy as she pulls up to the candy factory to, address all her minions there. Candy, I'm not feeling that hairstyle. All right, we get a production. Candy is busy. She worldwide. I guess the point of this scene is she's talking about Todd's movie that she needs to make time for amongst all these other events she has to be at. Okay, so they're joined by Manetta. She's kissing Candy's ass too about the success she's had in Broadway for the piano lesson. I think she was nominated for a Tony for that. Congratulations to Candy on her way to an EGOT. They're then talking about BravoCon and what Mama Joyce had to say about Todd. Will Candy address Mama Joyce though? I don't think so, because that's her mama. That's her mama. She can get whatever she wants because that's her mama. Also, I don't get it from Mama Joyce's perspective. Like, your daughter is happy. They've been together for since season 4? At least 10 years. So she really needs to get over it. We don't need no constant family drama like on Jersey. Now, Candy, it's easy for you to say you don't care about what your mom says about Todd, but I'm sure Todd cares about what she's saying, Todd's relatives, Todd's daughter, your stepdaughter. I think she cares, so you might need to address that. Next scene we're with Ralph and Drew again. And then we see Drew having a very hard time pronouncing the word Sauvignon Blanc. Anyway, they're having the new friend of Courtney over because, she just found out that Ralph is her cousin. Drew calling her cousin Courtney as if she's been with the family for years is just kind of strange to me. Child, to think I couldn't like this scene any less, Drew then gets a FaceTime from Candace, and we found out that they're good friends. Drew said they even spent their 7th anniversary together, but Candace is letting her know that she's in town, and she's on tour right now through City Winery. I mean, I'm sure if you get a wine flight or a good package deal, the Candace concert is included. She's telling her that ex-housewife Shamara was supposed to be a special guest, but she couldn't make it. She's now asking Drew to be that special guest, and Drew is very excited. You would have thought Candace invited her to the Grammys to perform with her. So it looks like this is going to be the next event that the whole cast goes to. So then Courtney comes over. She's with this gentleman who is actually her baby daddy, and I'm guessing they're on again, off again, she said, for 20 years? Okay, Carrie Bradshaw. He was a part of this 90s R&B group called Groove Theory. I can't say that I've heard of them, but maybe I've heard of the song, because they're giving one-hit wonder. He does look a little bit different. I was looking online, and y'all were kind of dragging him, saying, oh, he looks horrible. I don't know, he don't look that bad. I mean, he's still attractive. Also, we found out that Courtney has a 24-year-old daughter. It's not that shocking. She looks her age to me, no shade. She looks like she's 41, 42, so it's not that shocking that she has a grown daughter. Oh, so Courtney updates us on her relationship with her baby daddy, and she says they are strictly co-parents. Okay, I kind of see what y'all talking about with Courtney. She's a little extra, but it's reality TV. Isn't that a requirement? Okay, so they're not talking about much. Drew's just so excited about her guest performance with Candace from Potomac. She calls Candy on FaceTime for some reason with Courtney right there. Did she not hear that her and Courtney got into it? But yeah, she's calling Candy to invite her to the show. Drew even has the nerve to tell Courtney to say hi to Candy via FaceTime. Candy's like, so you call me with that? I'm with Candy, cut the bullshit right now. I think Drew knew, and she was trying to be messy. Girl, you just met cousin Courtney. You choosing the wrong team too early in the season. So she invites Candy to watch her perform with Candace. Candy agrees, and then once she gets off the phone with Candy, she's now talking to Courtney about what happened between the two of them. Courtney's thirsty ass is talking about the confrontation, allegedly saying that she's not thinking about it anymore. She's then saying that Sonya was the one that encouraged her to confront Candy, and then she's saying Sonya backtracked on that. So then you have Drew warning her about Sonya. She's talking about their beef. Okay, this scene is going on way too long. My fucks are getting short. Whew. Okay, that's over with. So next scene we're with Marlo as she's driving around with her plotline kids. Okay, that was kind of a pointless scene. I mean, she's just talking about raising a boy. She has a life coach. I mean, cute kids, but what else is going on? Fast forward. Oh my God, we're with Drew again, y'all? Again. Oh my God. So she's meeting up with Candace in rehearsals. Is that who's singing this song right now? It is Candace singing. I don't want to see anybody from Potomac, anybody, including Candace, like until 2024. Y'all had y'all chance on Bravo and on Peacock. I'm tired of Potomac. And yes, y'all, I heard about Robin and Mia going at it, but we'll talk about it in an episode of Pop Roast. Well, at least this guy playing guitar is fine, and it's distracting me from fast forwarding the scene. Oh, so they fast forward to the night of the event. I'm kind of surprised because we're only halfway through the episode. They normally wait till the end when they get all the ladies together. But we see that the whole Atlanta is coming. We get a little cameo from that demon Dr. Heavenly. Side note, Kenya looks amazing in this green dress. So we see all the ladies arriving, and then Marlo gets to the table. She says, "Hi, ladies." And we get 3 different reactions from Manetta, Kenya, and Candy. Manetta's like, Kenya's like, "Hi." And then Candy hits her with a "hi" as well. We cut to Marlo's confessional, and she's very aware that Candy has obviously not forgiven her for all the things she said last season. I don't blame her. Marlo says she's expecting some time to go by before Candy forgives her, but she mentions that if she was a man or a chicken wing, it wouldn't take as much time. I mean, hey, it was funny. Marlo gets up from the table real quick, and then Sonya, who loves to play middleman, is asking the other ladies, like, "Oh, is there some tension between y'all? Like, what's the issue?" Manetta is going back to Jamaica. I'm guessing she saw Marlo's confessional because, she keeps saying that she's a minion of Candy, and hey, I agree with Marlo. I mean, of course, Candy ain't fucking with Marlo. And y'all know King is giving her dust, too. So then we see Courtney arrive. Again, hey, ladies! Girl, take it down just like 2 notches. Just 2. We cut to Candy, and she's basically saying that Courtney can keep it pushing. She ain't looking for any new friends. Candy having this reaction to Courtney is the exact reason why Courtney is here to stay. At least for season 15. So later on, we find out that Sheree will not be making it to this event because she's under the weather. Messy Production then shows Sheree's house for some reason. We cut to her confessional, and she says she would love to see Flop It Like Drew, but she's under the weather. Sheree has definitely been delivering the shade in the confessional so far this season. So then Candace hits the stage. I think she looks a hot mess. This wig is way too much hair for her. This blonde wig. She looks like Beyonce's daughter Rumi, like playing in her mama wigs. Like, the stage wear is fine. It's just, like, who is she trying to be right now? It just looks like she's cosplaying as a singer. And I can't take it seriously. Yeah, fast forward. Okay, so it's now time for Drew to join Candace on stage for their number. Drew's doing a good job. I mean, both of them are on key. Oh, and just like that, it's over. You even have some of the ladies saying, "That's it? Wait, what?" And Drew leaves the stage. We cut to Drew. She is ecstatic. "This moment is giving me life right now." Homegirl says she is ready for a tour after being on stage for under a minute. We then cut to the other ladies' confessionals giving their opinions on it. Candy says she would not invite all these people to see me on stage for a few seconds. Kenya's like, "I wanted more than a woo woo woo." Wait, who sung that? Was that Peebo Bryson, Brian McKnight, or Johnny Gill? Me new woo woo woo. Like, remember that? They ain't shit. Like, this cast is so shady. Even Marlo, woo woo woo, woo woo woo. They are lighting Drew up in their confessionals. And then I'm shocked because Sonya delivers the biggest shade, saying that she ran her 400 meter longer than when Drew was on stage. So if y'all didn't know, production lets us know that Sonya's 400 meter was in 49.55 seconds. They then go back to Drew's clip and fast forward to see how many seconds she was on stage. It was 43 seconds, y'all. 43.25 to be exact. Sonya was right. She was on stage for 43 seconds, but invited the whole Atlanta to see her do some oohs and ahs. I don't know, this is embarrassing to me. But Sonya, golf claps. You get 50 points for that shade. Child, if I hear that one Candace song that they play all the time, I'm gonna lose it. I'm fast forwarding through it just in case. Then we see everyone congratulating Drew for being on stage for 43 seconds. She gets flowers from her husband. All right, so Candace's performance is over. We then see a little cameo from Chris Bassett. A little later, we then see the whole cast go to a private room at the venue just to kiki for a bit. Immediately, the ladies grilled Drew about having such a small part in Candace's show. Because I'm sure Drew made it seem to the other ladies that she was a part of the show in a bigger capacity than what she was. Drew's excuse was it was Candace's set and she was just coming out to support her friend. Okay, girl, but then afterward you talking about winning a Grammy and going on tour. All right. So now that all the congratulations are out the way, Sonya takes this time to approach Drew about what happened between them at BravoCon and them getting to a better place. After a little back and forth between the two, they agree to squash their beef. In Drew's eyes, she says that Sonya coming to her event is an olive branch extended to her, so she's willing to move forward. Thank God, because like I said earlier, I don't like it when they beef because it's not fun for the audience and it just goes on and on. It just seems pointless. Marlo and Kandi going at it, I don't really mind. Kenya and Marlo going at it, I also don't mind. Sheree and Kenya going at it, I don't mind. Because at least these beefs are entertaining. So now that beef is squashed, we then go over to the next beef by Kandi calling out Courtney for telling Sonya that she brought the ghetto out to this place that she promoted on her Instagram. Now, Courtney doesn't backpedal. She confirms that she said it. She said that she's hood herself, so she has no problem with ghetto people coming to the establishment. But girl, you threw shade at Kandi by saying that she brought the ghetto people out, implying that her, as well as her fans, are ghetto. So now she's trying to split hairs between the meanings of hood and ghetto. Like, don't we use those terms interchangeably? Like, if I said, ooh, girl, that place was ghetto or ratchet or hood, it means the same thing. You meant it in a negative connotation, and you need to own that. Because all you're going to look like to the audience is a hater. Kandi is now laying into Courtney verbally, saying that you should never look down in the places that you come from. She's like going on a soliloquy right now. Courtney is like, well, yes, I agree. Yeah, you're triggered. They're going back and forth, and Kandi, that voice is shaking, and she's mad. And look, Courtney did her job at this point. Like, she came to antagonize Kandi. Even though it looks thirsty, producers are going to keep her on for that conflict. So it is what it is. And I'm talking to the Kandi lovers. Like, if Kandi just paid her dust, then let her get under her skin, then yeah, like Courtney wouldn't have got that significant upgrade. But, you know, Kandi is activated. So that's just how this works. Candy's like, I'll bring everybody out. Look, if we could get Kandi like this for more than one episode, hell yeah, they're gonna keep Courtney on. Good clap back from Kandi though. Like, I don't bring just the hood out, I bring everybody out, bitch. We then cut to some of the husbands talking and we see Chris Bassett in this scene. And I'm just wondering, how come we don't see Candace interacting with the other ladies? Or was that edited out? Okay, so now we get to the next beef, which I guess is between Manetta and Marlo. And we see Bone Carrie and Sonya facilitate this conversation. She is really picking up the slack for Sheree. So Manetta calls out Marlo for talking behind her back. I'm guessing in her confessional, saying that Kandi allowed her to talk. Marlo's wondering, when did she say that? And Kandi reminds her, you said that in Jamaica. So they're going back and forth, and Manetta's getting rah-rah, something that we didn't see from her last season. Marlo then goes, well, is that all you had to say to me, beautiful? For some reason, that really just tickled me, how she just dismissed all of that. All Manetta has to say to this is girl bye, and they ended there. So then a little later, Drew asked Kandi about the incident that happened at her restaurant, and it gets quiet amongst the group. And Candy's like, oh, well, yeah, they're fine. And then Marlo's like, what incident? Like the shooting? And clearly Marlo wanted that to be brought up. Kandi, she has this smile on her face. She's like, I can't talk about it. Marlo then stands up and says she's going home since Kandi can just talk about whatever she wants to talk about. Kandi says, okay, then let's talk about the girl's face you cut. Oh, Kandi came to play. All right. So Marlo then says, okay, let's talk about it. It happened 23 years ago. We cut to Marlo's confessional, and she's saying that whenever Kandi has something bad about her she doesn't want to talk about, the group just falls in line. And I do think, Marlo does have a point, but Kandi has shared so much with us. So what's the difference? And even still, like in her confessional, she told us what happened. So maybe that moment in time, she didn't want to talk about it. I could see both sides. They don't continue talking about the shooting though. Like Marlo and Kandi go back and forth, and then Drew calms it down and says, oh, well, I had a great evening. I performed, you guys. Everyone's saying, oh, yay, empowerment, fake laughing, and then all the ladies are headed out the door. But as we think the episode is ending, production goes to 30 minutes later after production wrapped, and we've seen a conversation between Drew and Marlo about how Drew brought up, Kandi shooting at her restaurant. I wonder if they knew that they were being recorded when they had this conversation, or did they think that they were going to air this? Because as long as you got those mic packs on, you got cameras up, you just got to assume that this is going to be on TV. So it looks like the two of them are going at it because Marlo has a problem with the verbiage that Drew used in regards to Kandi's shooting. She used the euphemism like incident instead. And I think it just boils Marlo's blood that she was looking out for Kandi. Drew is saying that she was being sensitive to the situation and, she's lost people to gun violence. Marlo brings up that she lost her nephew to gun violence, but Drew is saying she didn't want to make a moment out of that, especially by, I guess, using the word shooting. Side note, I also want to say that this scene definitely confused me, and I'm kind of confused on my second watch, so y'all let me know below, what did y'all think? I mean, I talked about it a little bit on my after show live last night, but yeah, I still don't understand like why Marlo is so pissed about it. I mean, I could see her saying like, oh, well, Kandi gets this special treatment, but then putting her nephew in it, making that leap to him working for Kandi and Kandi not showing her enough love. It's just like, what does this have to do in the moment of Drew bringing up the recent shooting at Kandi's restaurant? Now, I don't have a problem with Margot being triggered by her nephew's grief because grief never goes away. It could be 3, 5, 10 years down the line, someone say something disrespectful about someone I'm grieving, it's not going to be a good situation. Let's just say that. I'm just confused as to why she's trying to pin the shooting with her nephew to this current situation. Interesting. So now we're getting some unaired footage from 2 years ago of Marlo telling Kandi about her nephew dying. I'm guessing she wanted Kandi to talk more about it or acknowledge it more. Again, I'm confused a little bit. Now see, this is the part where I didn't mean to laugh, but it was Drew's reaction afterwards. So then Marlo's had enough of talking to Drew. She's like, my nephew is dead. My nephew is dead. My nephew is dead, bitch! I didn't mean for that to happen, but then you see Drew just looking at the camera like a deer in headlights. And that is where the episode ends. Again, I am not laughing at Marlo's situation. It was the way that Drew reacted to Marlo. Please do not misconstrue that. I would love to see how this plays out in the next episode because Marlo was trying to explain it on her social media, again on Watch What Happens Live, and I still think she didn't do a good job of that. In any case, I did enjoy this episode. I think there are 3 for 3. I'm enjoying the season so far. Please let me know what you thought about this moment, and let's decipher this in the comments. With that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.